We are hiking the length of Madeira, following the Madeira Island Ultra Trail route, which is 115 kilometers long, and this is a preview of what is to come. We started our hike in late March and experienced spring. However, it rained almost every day, which was difficult because our gear got extremely wet, including our boots, socks, and then our feet. This was a lot less enjoyable to walk in, but there were moments of beauty in the mist and the rain. We took a bus directly outside arrivals at the airport into Funchal. Then we slept in a cheap hotel and organised our gear for the night. The next morning, we waited for a bus at a bus stop adjacent to the marina. It cost us around €5 to €6 each, and it took around 2.5 hours to get to Porto Moniz in the northwest, the start of our hike. Porto Moniz is popular in summer for its natural volcanic sea pools. We made a steep incline several hundred meters up and then descended again a few hundred meters down into a campground for the night. The next morning we began our first full day of hiking. The ascent was steep, but at least it wasn't too hot. Because it was Good Friday, the village had decorated the church with lots of pretty flowers. We left town and went into forest land and couldn't see anything for miles because of the thick fog and trees. The temperature dropped dramatically. We had some dehydrated food in a hut next to a car park on a misty mountain. We made camp for the night on a very boggy hill at an altitude of over 1,000 meters. It was very, very cold. We had some pasta to keep us warm. We were running out of food, so headed down to a little town. This is a Levada tunnel, which is 3 kilometers long. Levadas are used to connect water all over the island. It was really magical and misty and so beautiful to be up here. We desperately needed to find somewhere to camp for the night and ended up camping next to the road on a hill. My camera battery died and we spent a horrendous night, cold and wet, just waiting for sunrise to appear again. It was the morning of Easter Sunday and the villagers had all come together to lay beautiful flowers on the middle of the road. We rested in a bakery for a while, charging our technology and eating pasta de natas, which is a flaky pastry with a really tasty egg filling. We began heading up to the highest peak in Madeira, the back route and a less popular way, along a ridge. The views were spectacular. We could look back down into the Valley of the Nuns and see both sides of the island, following the path that connects all the highest peaks in Madeira. We had reached the highest point on the island, and we stayed in a refuge for the night, where we could leave our bags and stay up watching the sunset. was our first time up Stairway to Heaven, a steep staircase carved into the rock, and it was a hairy experience to say the least. The strong wind and mist created an element of the unknown, but we decided to do the stairway at the end of our trip as well, in the sunshine. We used our drone to capture this, so make sure to watch the end. Here I am following a mini Levada and beginning to descend, all the way to the sea. We had arrived at Porto de Cruz and the sea. We stayed in a youth hostel that night and watched the sunset and rise over the beautiful town. We followed a beautiful coast path all the way to the end of our hike. We arranged a taxi and went back up to Stairway to Heaven. After one last night of wild camping, we headed to the airport. Landing in Madeira is challenging due to a little hill on the south side of the runway, so pilots have to do a 200-degree turn right before landing.